This morning I followed along on a tour of the Cross Island Walk with Maunga Tours. We caught a word from Bruce at the base of the Needle to hear how business has been since the opening of the border and the conservation measures they are hoping to implement in the area.
Kia ora, Bruce Goldsworthy from Maunga Tours, owner and guide. We're here on Te Ruamanga. The most famous walk is obviously the Cross Island Track, so 90% of our trails have been done on the Cross Island Track. We do pick up drop-off transfers and we guide our guests up and across the island, giving them information on flora and fauna, history, and any sort of questions they ask along the way. As part of our touring work is we want to implement conservation work on the Cross Island Trail to help boost our native species of birds especially. Rats are a big problem in the bush, and when we do come through we're constantly seeing them on the trail. We do have a Takitumu conservation site where Ian Karika does active baiting or trapping through there, and there is a good number of kakirori, our native endemic bird there. And we have seen the kakirori on this walk, especially down on the south side of the track, and that's reinforced the idea for us, me and Isaac here, to do the conservation, and of course with help from the community we hope to do conservation and have the Cross Island hike as a conservation walk. I have an intern working with me, Isaac, and it's great having a young Cook Islander want to come up into the mountains and to learn about our native flora and fauna and also pass on that knowledge. So having Isaac with me, it's been a great deal of help, and it's good to keep our youth obviously here with us on the island rather than opting to fly out to New Zealand or Australia to seek employment. And also with our hiking, it's not only a job but a gateway as well, whereas if Isaac develops his skills to a certain standard, there's opportunity for Isaac to move to New Zealand and do guiding work there, but we obviously prefer to have him stay here and work in the Cook Islands. Well, it's, obviously with our economy revolving around tourism, it's beautiful and grateful to have our visitors come back from New Zealand and kick-starting our industry again. And we've had great support from our New Zealand visitors coming in and booking in on walks, and eager and keen to help as they understand that our economy revolves around tourism. And also for us here as Cook Islanders and tour operators, we want to employ good standard service as well, providing safe, informative and an enjoyable hike through our mountain ranges. So this is only the start. With the help of Isaac and hopefully more young youth that want to do work like this, we are hoping to implement more other tracks around the island. Obviously Te Manga, Te Ka'u, Ikurangi, Maunga Te Raimaru, all these different types of walks, different level of skill will be needed for these hikes. So that's hopefully the big plan in the not too distant future, and hopefully no more COVID cases to close down our borders, eh?
Well, the track's slippery obviously because it rains all the time, and a bit like our tracks in New Zealand, Taurua's pretty rough and rooty. You've got to have good footwear and take your time to go up the hill. It's a big climb.
Yeah, I think you need reasonable fitness and reasonable experience, but it's great. We've enjoyed it. We like this kind of walking. So
Yeah, and get to taste the country,
yeah. And our guide Bruce has been great, very informative, answering all our questions.
The bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned a bit of history of how people lived before, which is great. We have no idea. And the conservation problems you got here, the rats, the lack of birds, and the plan to do something about it.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily think of the conservation that goes behind it. But I think definitely I would recommend doing this hike with a guide. It just takes the stress away. I wouldn't want to be doing it by myself.
And that's all for the first half of our local news. We'll be right back after these commercials with more, so stay tuned.